He chose my graduation day. In front of professors, classmates, the cameras of proud families, he stood, raised a glass, and with a smile that sliced me open, "I'm cutting her off. She's not my real daughter anyway." The room froze. Forks clinked against plates. My name dissolved into whispers. His wife, my stepmother, pressed her pearls as if they could shield her from the fallout. And me? I smiled. I walked to the podium as if it were rehearsed, calm, deliberate. The silence grew heavier with each step. My voice didn't tremble when I said, "Since we're sharing DNA secrets," I slid an envelope from my gown. I brought one too. That was the moment her face drained. She already knew what was inside. Backstory: he wasn't always a monster. Once he was my father, my protector. He taught me to ride a bike, pressed my hand when I crossed the street, tucked me in with stories about warriors who fought with honor. But honor is cheap when greed gets expensive. It started after he remarried. His new wife, polished and poisonous, smiled too wide. She'd whisper into his ear, her words dripping like arsenic. Slowly, he shifted. My birthday forgotten. My tuition debated like an expense line in his company ledger. And then, the cold distance. His love, rationed and conditional. I kept hoping he'd remember who I was, his daughter, his blood, until I discovered he was right. I wasn't. Discovery. The truth didn't come in a storm, it crept in quietly. A stray comment at a holiday dinner, a muttered argument I wasn't meant to overhear. Not even yours, she's not your blood. I needed proof. So I searched. Insurance files, medical papers, scraps left in drawers. And there it was, hidden behind tax returns. My birth certificate, amended. My mother's maiden name scrawled where his should have been. I didn't cry, I didn't break. Instead, I watched him closer. His wife's knowing smirk when she poured his drink, their locked phones, the late nights. It wasn't just that I wasn't his daughter, it was that he had secrets of his own. Shift in mindset. Grief hardened into clarity. If I wasn't his blood, then I owed him nothing. Revenge didn't come as rage, it came as stillness, as planning. I didn't confront him, not yet. I collected. Quietly, patiently. Passwords guessed from birthdays he thought I forgot. Emails forwarded to an account he didn't know existed. Messages, his, to women who weren't his wife. Transfers, funds siphoned into accounts in her name. The kind of paper trail that makes judges salivate. Every puzzle piece slid into place. Every secret cataloged. I wasn't powerless anymore. I was armed. Execution of the plan. Step 1, I sent an anonymous envelope to his wife. Screenshots of his affairs, dates, hotel names. Enough to splinter her trust, but not enough to ruin her. Not yet. Step 2, I contacted a journalist, one who owed me a favor after I helped her pass a brutal exam. I gave her breadcrumbs about his company's creative accounting. She ran with it. Investigators followed. Step 3, the DNA test. My mother confirmed it. He wasn't my father. But his son, the golden boy he paraded around, well, biology had a surprise there too. He wasn't his either. He was the child of a colleague, a long-forgotten fling his wife thought buried. Secrets inside secrets, and all of them now in my hands. Climax and confrontation. So at graduation, when he cut me off publicly, when he thought he'd humiliate me into silence, I let him have his moment. Then I took mine. I opened the envelope. My voice carried steady across the banquet hall. This is a DNA test. It proves I'm not his daughter. He's right. But what's interesting, I paused, eyes locking with his wife, is that his son isn't his either. Gasps erupted. Chairs scraped. His wife's pearls snapped, scattering like spilled teeth across the floor. I held up a second page. Financial records, transfers, affairs, fraud. Consider this a graduation gift to the press, who will be publishing tomorrow. He staggered back, red-faced, choking on rage he couldn't swallow. His wife shot daggers at him before storming out, the boy trailing behind, hollow-eyed and broken. He was alone, stripped, exposed, and I walked off the podium, tassel swinging, head high. Resolution. Some say revenge is fire, but for me, it was ice. Controlled, precise. He taught me once that warriors fight with honor. He forgot to teach me what happens when honor is betrayed. So, I taught him instead. I may not share his blood, but I carry something stronger, his downfall. And as I walked out of that hall, diploma in one hand, silence in the other, I realized I wasn't his daughter. I was his reckoning.